Optimism Superchain. What is it, and why is this going to pump 3 of my favorite DeFi protocols? In case you guys missed it, Uniswap has officially launched their DeFi Unchained, known as Unichain. And this protocol, guys, is exposing what is known as the Optimism Superchain. Now, some of you maybe have never even actually heard of this project yet, but this new superchain is going to bring billions, if not hundreds of billions of dollars of liquidity to 3 specific cryptos. Now, there will be more, but out of all of these projects I'm about to share with you guys today, again, 3 of them are my favorites. So make sure you guys stick around to the end to figure out what my top 3 are. But first off, okay, is of course Uniswap, which Uniswap, it's been down for some time, right? We had a bit of a pump as they had, a little bit of hype around a potential governance model where they're going to share their revenue system. But as it turned out, guys, who would have thought a decentralized company didn't want to share all the revenue with the entire community? Decentralization is a masquerade. I have said this for years at this point, trying to tell you guys that people do not care about decentralization. They don't. They really, really don't. All they care about is making a profit. And if something is scalable, if something is easy to use, they are trusting systems that were once supposed to be trustless, now relying on completely centralized individuals. Look at Sam Altman with WorldCoin, right? Billion-dollar market cap plays. This is because institutions are now in this game and they are obsessed with these revenue models. And again, there are 3 projects here, guys, that are going to be making a ton of money off this. Number 1, okay, is Uniswap's Unichain. Now, what this integration is with this superchain for Optimism, it is the ultimate scalability solution. For you guys that don't know, the next major scalability improvement to the OP stack after Bedrock is to introduce the concept of a superchain. This is the superchain, a network of chains that share bridging, decentralized governance, upgrades, communication layers, and more, all built on the OP stack. Now, this system has been being adopted heavily. Their number 1 user, Base. Yes, Base is utilizing this new superchain. You have Mode Network. Of course, you have Optimism, the main net project here. Fraxel, Lisk, build on Bitcoin. You got Bitcoin Layer 2s building on top of this. You have Zora Network. You have Chroma, Orderly Network. And there is tons being announced with, of course, Unichain coming very, very soon. But the one I wanted to point out here, look at that. I talked about it earlier in this video. WorldChain. WorldCoin is launching their own Layer 2. Now, some of you might be rolling your eyes. You're like, Josh, we don't need another Layer 2 out there on the web. How many Layer 2s do we need? How many Layer 3s do we need? Well, this is the thing, okay? So the superchain is allowing every Layer 2 that builds to effectively only have to rely on the security from Ethereum. But at the same time, since they're all connected to Optimism, the chart looks like this. They can all communicate with each other one by one. So if you want to build any application, a Web3 game, maybe a meme coin, it doesn't matter. If you build on the superchain, on any of these projects, Unichain, Base, Aptos, you name it, you can instantly communicate with any other chain. So you have interoperability for the first time. If you're on Ethereum using Unichain, you can swap for tokens on Base or vice versa to Aptos or any other chain that is a part of this network. And here's what's insanely bullish. The most bullish thing I can tell you about permissionless 2024 is that nobody mentioned 2 of my favorite protocols, Aerodrome and Velodrome, once publicly. In fact, the only panel Base or OP stack was even mentioned in was during the DeFi Revival panel when the topic of Unichain came up. However, privately, everyone was curious to talk about the success of both products, how it's done, what's coming, and how to compete. This is because Aerodrome and Velodrome, guys, have been on an absolute tear. Base doesn't have a token itself, but of course, the underlying dexes and liquidity pools that are using, guess what? The OP stacks here, the superchain, are making tons and tons of revenue. So Base's TVL is now worth $7.32 billion. And what project do you think gets the profit off all of that TVL? Well, none other than, of course, Aerodrome. Now, a lot of you guys are fans of Aerodrome out there, but this is the first product that we're going to talk about that's on the OP stack. This is what is going to expand Aerodrome and blow up the meme coin markets on the Base ecosystem. I mean, just imagine, you now have a world. This is Unichain's white paper that allows them to scale out and now utilize cross-chain interactions. By introducing innovative technology like flash blocks, Uniswap's validation network, and integrating with the superchain, Unichain aims to become the home of DeFi liquidity and the best place to access DeFi across rollups. Now, of course, Aerodrome being the #1 liquidity provider on top of Base, guess who developed and built Aerodrome? Well, it's going to be none other than OP Mainnet's Velodrome Finance. Yes, guys, this is token number 3. All of these chains, all these layer 2s can communicate and become interoperable with one another. Even if they have separate governance models, whatever they want, whatever these L2s want to do, it doesn't matter. You can roll your eyes out. Whenever somebody says, oh, another L2, it doesn't matter. You can have as many L2s as you want now because they can all communicate and just connect to OP Superstack's superchain. That is why they're calling it a superchain. So Velo Finance, Aerodrome, these are going to be DEXs that grab a significant amount of liquidity and generate a significant amount of revenue. It's why Aerodrome is up so much. It's why it's had such a successful time in, of course, 2024 alongside Velodrome. Look at Velodrome here on the daily. It had a huge move in March of this year, 2024. Been around for a little bit longer, but of course, being the main liquidity provider in AMM for Optimism, all of these systems are going to interact with one another seamlessly, interoperable, and effectively. So as Base is close to flipping Arbitrum now, a once hyped up project, Sonium is launching in the coming months, and Uniswap validated the original Velodrome thesis. You guys need to realize this is Uniswap, the largest DEX in the world, the largest DEX on top of Ethereum. This is now going to have way faster transaction costs, faster blocks, cross-chain interoperability, and a decentralized validator network through this. The meme coin market between Ethereum, Base, and of course, all of these other systems tied to the superchain are now going to be all able to communicate with one another. Now, I'm not saying Solana is going to disappear. I'm just saying this is going to spark an entire new narrative. And again, the liquidity pools and the AMMs and the DEXs on top of those, like Velodrome, Aerodrome, and of course, Unichain, not Uniswap, but Unichain, which means, of course, all of the AMMs, the DEXs, the Velodrome, the Aerodrome, and the Uniswap, I believe are going to absolutely crush it. I think this is what Uniswap needs to see to scale, as well as see the price action tick back up to the upside here. An all-time high of roughly $43 for Uniswap. Right now sitting at about $8. I believe this could be huge in terms of the transaction volume and the network adoption, especially in the meme coin space. And some of you might be rolling your eyes, but guys, the reality is meme coins are a $56 billion industry providing hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. Institutions want in, and that's why they killed decentralization. This is the funniest joke here from JU on X. It's not even a joke. It's the reality. Unichain launched with many Uniswap DAO delegates in the dark. So Uniswap, the decentralized DAO everybody believes it to be, isn't so decentralized. In one swoop, Unichain has aligned equity bags, basically killed the fee switch, the DAO's most promising idea, and functionally mutated the immutable ERC20. Decentralization has been unburdened by what has been. Now, again, this doesn't matter because this is the reality. This is the image I wanted to share with you. It's the astronaut meme where he's looking at Earth. He goes, what? It's all about scale, not decentralization. And then it's him holding, of course, this behind him saying, always has been. The example here is the polls that you've seen, or those brainstorming groups or whatever you call them at like Meta, when people are given, like 100 people are given the question, do you care that Facebook farms and steals your data? They're going to, like 99% of them say no. They trust Facebook. They don't care what they do with their information. They don't care that they're getting all these data leaks on the back end. Why? Because they're addicted to the platform. They want something that's scalable, that's addictive, that's immersive, that is interoperable, that can, you can trade a meme coin here and send it across, multiple trains. They want to use that application, that instant finality. You're settling transactions quickly. They don't want these 15-minute wait periods or excessive gas fees. They want simplicity. They want ease. They want to be able to use something that is a 60-second setup and is instantly gratifying. Now, if you want to know the best times to pick up Aerodrome, Velodrome, or Uniswap, what you're going to want to do is actually check out my latest product, FOMO.io. I'm so excited for this. This just launched, guys. Version 2 is out, and it now has your liquidation models on Bitcoin. It has your heat maps if you guys are looking to analyze where your support and resistance levels are on the weekly time frames, the 3-month time frames, everything. We've been using this in our Telegram trading group, and we're doing a challenge, $1,000 to $10,000. We took $3K, turned it into about $70K. Now we're doing it all over again with $1,000 to $10,000 using these very models. So we're super excited for this product rollout. And of course, right now, if I were to use this, right, I'm going to look at the 7-day time frame here on Bitcoin. Definitely a little bit more bullish than bearish, but what you want to see, I teach this method in our Telegram chat for you guys, is the windshield wiper. Call this the little windshield wiper method. I want to see either the red side all the way at the top or the green side at all the way at the top. And what does that mean? Well, if the green side's higher than the red side, markets are bullish. If the red side was higher than the green side, that means markets are bearish. So in this case, I would not be picking up Aerodrome or Velodrome or Uniswap until I see a little bit of a pullback. You guys know that Bitcoin just dropped down to $59,000, back up to 63K. I would like to see a little bit of consolidation if you guys, have missed out on these moves before we do enter that. And of course, guys, my favorite indicator here is going to be the Duke Fear and Greed Index tool on the side. You can see right now, if we go over to, of course, the Fear and Greed Index chart here, Crypto Fear and Greed Index, and we click on the hourly, you're going to notice everybody's a little greedy right now. Or if we go to the 4-hour here, 52, 71 greed on the 4-hour. So as we see this big pump, yes, it's very bullish. Yes, it's very exciting, but we want to keep those emotions in check. And that is what FOMO.io does for us. We want to buy in the red when we're in the fear, when it's at, a 30, that's when you want a dollar cost average. When it's at a 20, you guys can see this historically. The second chart here is, and if you put on the max time frame, you can see that every time the Fear and Greed Index is at a very low level, 20 and below, that is a great time to buy or dollar cost average into the market. You don't want to be entering when we're at a 60, when we're at a 70. That's when you want to be taking profits. So personally, guys, I'll be waiting for a little bit of pullback before I dollar cost average into any of these positions. If you guys are looking at the longer time frame, though, of course, I think these projects are going to do very, very well this bull run. I think Aerodrome can hit $4 to $5 easily with this super chain. I think Velodrome, you're looking at 40 to 50 cents, a little bit small over market cap. But I believe these are projects that can compete with DEX volumes like Uniswap and definitely hit those multi-billion-dollar market caps. So that's what I got for you guys today. Let me know what your favorite DEXs are in the comments below. Let me know if you're excited for the super chain. And of course, guys, go check out FOMO.io for your free trial today, which of course has access to over 42 of your favorite altcoins on the Fear and Greed Index and has 5 amazing products in here, being able to help you guys navigate what is a very chaotic trading industry. And real quick, if you haven't already joined the Telegram, you can simply find it in the description below or go follow me on X here. Click on the link.me and go to the exclusive Telegram. It is going to be the DC Times Coin W traders group with 2,000 members. We have 5 full-time amazing traders in there teaching you guys how to buy, sell, trade, scalp trade, pro trade, whatever you're looking for. Professional full-time traders teach you guys every step of the way, alongside a huge course that will be being released hopefully by the end of this month, if not early November, all for free for you guys through that link. So we'll see you guys in the next video.